lovely people, and hello from Eddie. Welcome to this month's technique video. Today I'm going to show you something that's normally considered quite an advanced technique and actually show you that it's not. It's a knit and a purl and that's it. So come along with me and I will teach you how to do a waist cast. Seems we have our little helper with us at the moment. You're going to be good and sit there quietly, are you? He's a good lad. For this technique, I'm going to use a chunky, so you can hopefully see it clearly. You will need whatever colour you're going to make your project in, and a completely different colour. The more completely different, the better. And don't go dark for your waist cast on, because you're going to cut it out and get rid of it. You want to be able to see it clearly. Cast on loosely. Remember, this is going. This is one of the times you can just slip it in the first. See, in that first bit, because all you're doing is creating space to pick up from later. This is most commonly used when you're going to work one direction and then need to go in the other direction. I wrote a children's cloak pattern some years ago where you start at the neck and go down and do the increasing, and you can just keep going as long as you like, and then you've got your waist cast off to pick up for the cloak at the top. The advantage is it's soft. It's not like you've done a hard cast on and then you go back and pick up the stitches. When you go back and pick up the stitches, you've got this cast on line here. With a waist cast on, temporary cast on, call it what you like, you're getting rid of this and you're going to end up with just stitches. Right, that'll do. That's good enough. That's all we do. It is just a cast on row. Then you get the colour that you're going to use and you go straight in and you start working on your pattern and your instructions. Oh, here's the other little Herbert come to join us, see what we're doing. It's also used for skirt. If you start on the waistband of skirt and knit down, you don't know how long you're going to do it, but you might want a soft cast on to pick up and knit to go up to make a bib or the bodice of a dress, something like that. It gives you the flexibility of, you can do as many stitches as you like. If you're doing a skirt or the cloak, it increases in patterns. You can just keep increasing. But then you start at the top again for the hood and keep going. And as I say, you've got the softness of the join that you wouldn't have if you'd cast on and then picked up. It's not something that's used a huge amount. Some patterns were famous. Vogue particularly was famous for its difficulty in techniques to achieve the finished look. Knitting used to be much more about tailoring to get a fit. Jumpers and things are much more baggy these days. You used to have knitted darts and knitted pleats, and you actually used to knit a fit rather in the same way that you do with sewing and tailoring, where you put darts in your fabric to cinch it in. used to do all that kind of thing with knitting. It's a useful thing to know if you want to have different ways of doing things. Right, I'm going to do half a dozen rows. So we've got a bit so you can see, but you don't need to sit and see me do that. So I'm just going to go away and knit half a dozen rows. So let's pretend we've made our garment, we've made our skirt or the bottom of our sleeves or whatever it is. We need to go back and you can see, can we get closer, where the, come on, pick it up, different colour yarn goes through the stitch. Now if you're super quick and organised and clever and confident, what you do is you just take that coloured row out, put your needle, go in and pick up the stitches. Technically it's not going to fray because it doesn't fray that way, it frays, you know, the stitches come untangled because it's the other way around. This is how you've knitted it, so it unpicks from there down. Going this way round doesn't. I'm not that quick and efficient and super, so I do it one at a time. Cut that thread. Shall we do it in the different colour? Shall we do it in a different colour? Or shall we do it in the same colour? Now I don't know, you see. I haven't got much. Should have done. You can see your first loop. To put your stitch in, take that colour out and work straight into that stitch. And then next one along. We're going to take that out. It doesn't matter if you pick it up from the front and do knit, or from the back and do purl. It really doesn't make a difference. If you're more comfortable, if you prefer to work purl, then you go for it. It doesn't make any difference to the finished look. It's just whatever you find easier. Now you can see where the threads in that stitch, yeah, needle in, pick it round. So now that stitch is secure, so we can unpick a bit more. That's that. That's the one we're in. The next one is this one here. This is why I used a chunky, so hopefully you can see where the column goes up and the thread that you're getting rid of, you're wasting. Remember, waste cast off. Just take it out. If you want to get really technical, it's called pulling a thread. There you can see where that yarn is through the next one on the top of the loop. Just work your way along. I'm in no rush. I don't mind taking my time, taking it out, making sure I'm secure. It's what it's all about. We're not in a rush. Just look for the next one. There's the next one on the top there. Your waste yarn will hold your stitches till you get ready to pick it up. Just take it round and out. And if you're doing a lot of stitches and it gets too long to just pull through, then just snip it off so it's short again. Nothing you can do with this yarn. We are wasting it. Isn't that dreadful? We are wasting the yarn on purpose. But it's just what the technique is called. That's it. Just gradually work your way back. You'll see when you get to the next stitch. See? Nice and safe, nice and secure. You won't notice once you've done a few rows. I'll do a few rows. You just keep knitting for whatever the pattern instructions say. From where you've done this is equivalent of picking up. You just carry on. So I'm going to work my way along, gently work my way along the line, and then I'll do 2 or 3 rows, and you'll be able to see, or hopefully to not see, where I've made my join. Right, there we go, done. It's a little bit of a faff to unpick every stitch and go along like that. As I say, if you're very brave and ambitious, you can take the whole string out in one go. I wouldn't recommend that you try to go through each stitch while the temporary cast on was still there. You'll get into a right old pickle of mixing the yarns up and splitting the yarns and working through the yarns. It's just worth it to take the extra time. When you see this written in a pattern and when you need to go back and pick up, it will say, with right side facing, remove the temporary cast off, and or wrong side facing, remove temporary cast off and work into the stitches. You can't see. You would think it would be obvious that your knitting's upside down. I promise you that's it. Where's me? That's the row there that we picked it up. You cannot see any difference. Same on the back. No marks at all on the back. So, and it's bouncy. See, it's bouncy. You wouldn't get that if you'd picked up from a cast on line, but using a temporary cast on, waist cast on, you get that bit of extra flexibility. It's just another little technique, another thing that's possible for you to add to your bank of skills. So this is temporary or a waist cast on. See you soon.